Tonight is about you and about what your heart's desire is for yourself for this next year. And it's not about getting that pink Cadillac tonight. It's about what do you want to embody in your body, mind, and spirit as a person. So, what do you want for your deeper self? What do you want for your health? What do you want for what you're contributing through the world? um, Something that has heart and meaning for you in an internal way. And what I suggest you do tonight is make a list of 3 things that are important to you for this year. And we'll do that right now. 3 things that have heart and meaning for you that you would love to embody and live. I'm sure that for some of us, there are going to be more, but just think of the 3 top ones. And I would hope that these would be things that you'd feel comfortable sharing with the group, because I'd really love it if you share what comes from this process tonight for yourself. Hi, Patty. We're writing down 3 things that we want to manifest this year, but they're not external things like a new house or a new car. It's or a new job. It's internal states you want to be in, states of being. So, for instance, maybe it's more joy, maybe it's more patience. You figure out what it is you want for yourself internally, and then write down 3 things. And when you have your 3 things, I'll review with you the SUDS level. SUDS stands for Subjective Units of Disturbance Scale from 0 to 10. 0 is nothing, 10 is intense. How much do you want each one of these things from 0 to 10? How much juice is there for you around it? It might have to do with desire, whatever. The one thing that has the most juice is what you're going to get to work on tonight. Okay, so everybody have something in mind? Okay, all right. And so you've got your beginning SUDS level, so you can remember where you're starting with this and see how it evolves as we do this together. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Got a new configuration here. Let's see. I'm going to be sending this handout to all of you through email when we're done tonight, so you can have it as a reference. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what it is that blocks successful manifesting. You've probably all read books about it and, done the visualizations and the affirmations. And sometimes you have success and sometimes you don't have success. So we're going to talk about what might be hindering the manifestation of what it is you're working on or you're desiring. The first one is that it's more ego driven than it is higher self driven. If it's that pink Cadillac that you've been yearning for 10 years, and it's like a passionate OCD kind of thing, it's not high priority in terms of the cosmos for you to have that pink Cadillac. But if you want to have more love in your heart and more joy, because the frequency of that request is much more rarefied and higher, which is similar to the quantum field where everything manifests, you're more likely to get it. So the frequency and the intention is important about what it is you want to magnetize and manifest. It doesn't mean you can't manifest the pink Cadillac or the house, but the universe is more vibrating on an evolutionary level and wanting you to connect to spirit, to connect to source in your own being as a part of your evolution. And when you're doing that from your higher self intentions, there's more juice there for you to get the manifestation through. Okay, so that's the first thing. So look at whether it's a sincere and a heartfelt request that you're making. The second most common one is that your head says one thing and your heart says something else. Your heart says, I really want to have my practice full. I want to have 15 people a week. But your head says, oh my God, I don't have the energy for this. I don't deserve this. Who's going to want to work with me? This is too much hard work. I'm so tired. I don't have the tired to generate the energy to manifest. So when the head and heart are in conflict, it's not going to work because the signal the universe gets is backwards. The signal the universe gets is going to be, it's not going to work. So you have to really work on congruence. Congruence. Does your head and heart fight about it, or are they on the same page? And we all know the difference. If you work with your inner resources like your higher self and your intuition, you'll start to see or feel that there are signals that come up when something isn't connected head and heart wise. There's an inner conflict or a pressure or kind of a yucky sensation. You'll have your own way of knowing when you're in that conflict place. And we're going to look at your desires tonight and see if there are any conflicts, and then we're going to do EFT to clear them so that you can work on relieving the conflicts and being in alignment. So prayer, meditation, heart math is a great tool, and hypnosis are all helpful in getting your heart and your head coherent together. The limiting or negative beliefs are undercurrent of the request is a problem. And the core issues have not been addressed. Example, you want to manifest a whole and healthy relationship, but you don't work on your core issues, your limiting beliefs, your trauma triggers to be a healthy partner for another person. So if you want a healthy partner, you've got to work on being a healthy partner. Work on your own stuff. Or there may be an inability to let go of fear or rumination. And if you're trying to manifest something you have fear around not getting, the quantum effect is going to be fear. It's not going to be manifesting something purely. And not being willing to show up and do your part and following the clues and synchronicities that are a part of the manifesting journey. So in other words, if you want to manifest a full hypnotherapy practice, you're going to have to put yourself out there in some way. You're going to have to cosmic market, contact people, get on the internet, give talks, talk about it when you're in the grocery line, whatever you can do to support the universe and bringing to you what it is you need. So it's not a passive thing. And the passivity, this requires you to participate in life. You have to show up in whatever way the universe brings to you or whatever way you intuit would be helpful. And your behaviors are incongruent for what you want to manifest. If you want to manifest a full practice, you do nothing on a practical level to gain skills, to do outreach, advertising, networking, and practice building. That passivity does not work. And this is the most important thing that I've discovered most recently. The frequencies of determinism and your karma, that is a manifestation of the dualistic earthbound construct of consciousness, is stronger than your ability to be at one with source. So if you are in the process of moving through trauma, of moving through family dynamics that have held you back for years and years, those energies have to be cleared often before you're on the frequency of the one-ment where things manifest, that quantum field level. So those are some ideas to consider. This one I think is super, super important, and we're going to talk about how we can get our frequency higher than it normally is by using some tools. I'll give you some tools for that. So you've got your goal. And now you're going to write an affirmation in present tense. I am, I have, I experience, whatever that is for you, fill in the blank as if it's already happened, present tense. So write a statement in 2026, I, fill in the blank, positive, go towards what you want, not away from what you don't want. So for instance, you wouldn't say, in 2026, I no longer feel knee pain. In 2026, I heal my knee. It's strong and healthy. You go for what you want, not away from what you don't want. So I'll give you some time to do that. And a nice ending is, and I embody this for my highest good. You affirm that too. So take a few minutes to write down your affirmation. Hey, Sybil.
Hi. I am having such a hard time. You keep disappearing on me. It's crazy.
Okay, we're at the point now where you're writing an affirmation for 2026.
Okay.
And I suggested you write down 3 possible goals. This is not about manifesting a new car or a new house or more money. It's about your internal state, what you want to live
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
Equanimity, brilliance, calmness, whatever it is you want. And of the 3, pick the one that's got the most juice for you. And then you can write an affirmation. It's right in front here in the middle. Some of you may feel that your request is private and you don't care to share, but I invite any of you who'd like to make your statement aloud to do so. And when you make your statement aloud and say it with your voice, notice how you feel about it. Because if it feels strong and clear, you're probably in coherence. If you kind of have a underneath it, there's something that needs clearing. And we'll work on that next. Does anybody need more time for this? Yeah, Renata?
Oh,
Okay.
I can go.
Fabulous.
I'm ready.
Is everybody ready to go? Yeah? Okay, go for it, Renata. Thank you.
Okay, in 2026, I take mindful and inspired action daily towards my goals and go to sleep each night with a great sense of accomplishment. I embody this for my highest good.
Amen to that, woman. That's fabulous. And you said it like you meant it too. Yay. Trisha?
Oh, in 2026, I will declutter my life and my home and create room and space for creativity.
Okay, now
this.
you got future tense there, so change it to present tense. Let's take out the will, that I do it like right now.
Oh, I declutter my life, my home, and create room and space for creativity. I embody this for my highest good.
Perfect. You see the difference?
Hmm?
If you do future tense, it's always out there wanting to be grabbed at. If you do it present tense, it's all in the now.
Love that.
Super important.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody else?
Is Susie.
Yep.
Well, I could say that one about decluttering too, but what came from me first was I am loving, and can I say loving and kind to myself and others.
Absolutely.
In 2026, I am loving and kind to myself and others, and I embody this for my highest good.
Wow. What a great one.
So it's okay to say that. I didn't know if it was too vague.
No, you know what loving and kind means, right?
Yeah, I know. I've been doing, practicing a lot of talking to myself lovingly, like soothing and saying it's
Yeah.
okay. And so it is a lot, the number 10. Like I got a lot of juice on it. So with it. So thank you.
Well, and you've obviously been thinking about this already, so you've already got ways you can express that loving kindness. And that's where the flexibility comes in. But it's all under that umbrella, which is beautiful.
Yeah. And then I hope to declutter it while I'm being loving to myself. So thank you.
Miss Sybil, are you ready?
Yeah. In 2026, upon awakening, the first thing after all the toiletries is I read a meditation by Stephen Levine to start my day.
Beautiful.
I want to add one more thing. After that, I do whatever homework, whatever business details, whatever needs to happen to be current with my energy course, Geo Love Healing.
Okay, good.
So,
Now, those are a little bit different. You got two in one, and that's okay. That's okay. But typically, what you want to do is focus on one thing at a time because we're going to do a meditation on it, and it's going to be kind of
uh,
one foot in
okay,
two
the
worlds at
second
the
one,
same.
the
So,
second one.
what
Thank
I want for all of you is to use this tonight as a model so you can take it and run with it. That's why I'm going to send you the materials. You're not going to be limited to tonight. We're just doing a trial here together. Okay, any questions so far about that? Okay, in order to manifest, we have to have this mind-body coherence. And the reality is most of us aren't walking around in a coherent state, especially with all the you-know-what that's going on in the world today. It's really hard to stay coherent, even for me. I'm in my own little castle of metaphysics in my life and in my heart all the time, but I'm still bombarded, as we all are, by all the negativity, all the fear, all the uncertainty that we're swimming in energetically. So, how do we stay coherent? Well, I'm sure you've got your own practices, but basically, the number one is to cultivate inner stillness. Have some time and place in your life where you can go inside and stop the movement of your life, stop the doing of your life, and go into a place of being. And that can happen many different ways. You can do yoga, meditation, even taking a 5-minute nap in the afternoon can be that. Some way to turn off the noise and shift the frequency. Now, one of the tools that I've discovered that I'm living with now, I think I've mentioned in some of my other self-care evenings, is an organization called Focused Life Force Energy, FLFE. And they are working with quantum field energies to affect your environment by imbuing a higher frequency into your address or through your phone, wherever you are. And I highly recommend you all check into this. Gary Schwartz, who is a renowned parapsychologist and researcher who worked at the University of Arizona, was doing work for years on contacting the dead. Super, super respected as a scientist with his background. He's from Yale and Harvard. He left his job at the university to work with this organization because this organization has discovered that this frequency elevation energy has helped people who are EMF sensitives. They get bombarded by radio, TV, Wi-Fi, those big towers that generate what we need for our cell phones. There are some people that are almost on death's door because of their sensitivity to this fallout, and it's getting worse and worse because there's more and more electronics all the time. We all live with it. And they've discovered that this FLFE mitigates people's sensitivity to this. But it also helps anybody who's around it. So I've been doing it for about 6 months. It's $35 a month. If you go on vacation, you can change the address where you're staying so it follows you. And all of you can have a 2-week trial for absolute free with no credit card. So they don't get you enrolled and then you have to cancel. There's nothing like this organization. It's based on what I would call conscious marketing and conscious business practices. You can go on YouTube and put FLFE in and watch all kinds of videos about it. But what this does is wherever you are, the frequency around you is elevated, so you're downloaded constantly with this energy. It's like having remote Reiki 24/7. That's the way I would
Ollie,
experience it.
what
Yeah.
did you say that stands for again?
Focused life force energy.
Thank you.
FLFE dot, I think it's .net. Watch the videos, and if you're interested in having a higher frequency around you, check it out. It's based on the book called, I think of what it's called. Anyway, it's a book about muscle testing. And what this guy has developed is a system of muscle testing people to see what their frequency is. And you can do a before and after muscle testing to see what your frequency is. And the higher the frequency, the closer you are to love and joy, of course. So anyway, that's a way to cultivate inner stillness 24/7 that'll help you cultivate stillness. And all the practices we do, prayer, meditation, yoga, walking in the woods, petting your dog, all of these things help you create coherence. The next one is to honor your body's wisdom. Create a morning check-in ritual with your body. Notice if you need more sleep, different foods, quiet time. These unusual patterns are actually signs of energetic upgrading. And then community. Oh my God, do we hear about this at HCH? How people are starving for community. It's not just hanging with people, it's hanging with people who understand what you are and who you are and what your experiences are that you don't commonly want to share with people. So you don't feel so alone and you don't feel so odd and you don't feel so separate from what's important to you, which probably is your spiritual work and your spiritual evolution. So having that community is super important. There's compassion and mirroring of each other. Channeling your fire constructively. What are you doing to create in your life? What is your life force wanting to express? So many people are feeling dead inside because they're not living their truth. They're not living their passions. You've got to have some places in your life where you can just be free to do what you love and be who you are. So that's very important for coherence. And of course, the goal would be to live that way. Not everybody has the option of that this lifetime. But if we make choices along the way that keep supporting it, we get more and more of that fire going. And then practice radical self-acceptance, loving yourself, and working through whatever the blocks there are that inhibit your self-love. So those are some ideas about creating coherence. There's different words for it. Some people call it being in the zone. So this would be more of a Western culture way to say it. And the HeartMath that maybe some of you have been acquainted with has been a very big movement around the concept of coherence because they have ways of measuring it to show when you're incoherent and when you're coherent, and you learn how to have an anchor into becoming more and more coherent by doing the HeartMath process. Hypnosis does it for us too. Okay, so that's some of the background. Now there's different stages in the manifesting process. And the stage that is most commonly omitted is the stage about raising your frequency. I've been doing some study over the last few years of mystic traditions, and there's a beautiful book by Sri Aurobindo called The Adventures of Consciousness. Sri Aurobindo was an Indian man who was brought up in English culture, who became enlightened. And he wrote a book with the help of one of his aides, Sat Prem, about the whole experience of becoming enlightened and the different stages of consciousness. And in his book, one of the things he talks about is transpersonal psychology rather than traditional psychology, which acknowledges we're not only a conscious and subconscious, we have a higher consciousness. And by accessing the higher consciousness in the therapeutic process, you're bringing light into the darkness, which has a galvanizing healing effect. Instead of psychology, which is starting in the darkness, starting in the problem, and hoping to crawl out of the darkness into the light. So he really had a way of describing the differences of that. And his concept of manifesting was the higher your frequency is, the closer to source your frequency is, the more likelihood of you manifesting. And when you think about what Jesus talked about, like manifesting wine out of water or manifesting fish to feed people, he was at such a high frequency that just the intention created the manifestation. So as we evolve, we can manifest more easily because our frequency is higher, and we can work with tools and techniques to help us get our frequency up, like the FLFE and Reiki. And we're going to work with mudras today as another one. Prayer, all kinds of ways we can get our frequency up. So before you manifest, you've got to get coherent. You've got to get your higher self activated because your higher self has more direct connection with the divine. And if you want, you can also work with angels. The angel realm will help you manifest more easily as well because the angel frequency is closer to the divine and they become the intermediaries. And I've been using angel magic for probably now 5 or 6 years. The book 72 Angels of Magic is my source if any of you are interested. And on my YouTube channel, if you go to HCH Institute on YouTube, I've got a video of me teaching angel magic. So if you're interested in that, you can learn it, through watching the video, and you have to get the book to do it because you need the sigils or the images that are the angel images. So anyway, that's the key, is to get your frequency higher. An affirmation isn't just going to do it, typically. It may, but the secret is frequency. Okay, so you've written down your affirmation. That's the first step. And now I'm going to ask you to everybody put your mics on silence and say your affirmation again a couple times and notice if there's any little inkling of yes but underneath there. If there's any kind of holdback or any kind of sense that I'm not sure this is gonna happen. So do that, say it a few times and pay really close attention to how you feel when you say it. See if you can filter out any limiting or negative beliefs. If you notice any limitations on any yes buts underneath it, write down what those are. Now, after you've written down any yes buts or any limiting ideas or beliefs underneath it, put a suds level for how true that feels to you. How true is it that you're not lovable? How true is it that you don't deserve what you want? How true is it that you'll never show up for yourself? Whatever your limitation is. And we're going to try to get that down. Try to get those limiting beliefs down energetically with some EFT in a minute. Okay. Raise your hand if you had a yes but come up. Some kind of limitation. Yeah? Okay. If you did, we're going to do some quick EFT to help get the suds level down so that it washes through that belief and helps you dissolve it. And most of you probably know EFT, but if you don't, just follow along. Pretend we're monkeys and we're going to teach each other by following the monkey. So start by tapping on the outside of one of your palms, outside of your hand with 2 fingers. And you make a setup phrase acknowledging whatever the limiting belief is. Even though I have a limiting belief that I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, now tap on the limiting belief. This limiting belief, you can say what it is if you want. Forehead, this limiting belief. Inside one of your eyebrows. This limiting belief. Outside your eyebrow. I don't want to have this limiting belief. Under your eye. This old limiting belief under your nose. I'm much more than this limiting belief. Under your lip. I've been conditioned to have this limiting belief. It's under your lip. And then now your collarbone towards the center. I choose to let this belief go. It doesn't have to dictate my life anymore. Over your heart chakra. I choose freedom from this limiting belief. And then under your arm, say your positive affirmation. In 2026, I take a deep breath and go back to the limiting belief and get a suds level from 0 to 10 about how true does that feel to you now. Has anybody had it go down? Yeah, EFT works for this, you guys. It's amazing. Okay, so tune in and see if the same belief is there or if it's morphed at all. Sometimes when we start doing this, you're peeling off layers of undercurrents. Like maybe you think, I'm not smart enough to start, and then you get down to, I don't deserve it. So there's different layers that come up. So if a different layer comes up, you're going to tap on that instead. Otherwise, we're going to tap on the same belief. Check your suds level. where you're starting, we're going to do it again. Now, this time we're going to do what's called the choice method. We're going to do a negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. So what is the opposite of your limiting belief?
Oh,
Everybody put your mics on silent so we're not getting everybody. Sybil, put your mic on things. Mute it for us, please. Okay, so even though I have this limiting belief of I choose to transform it to the positive belief, the opposite. And I'll say this limiting belief, whatever it is, the next one on your forehead is the opposite, the positive. I'm lovable, for instance. Inside your eyebrows, the negative. Outside your eyebrows, the positive. Under your eye is the negative. Under your nose is the positive. I choose to believe and to know, whatever it is. Under your lip is the negative. Your collarbone is the positive. Your heart chakra is the negative. And we're going to end under your arm with the positive. I choose to believe, to know the positive. Okay, good job. Take a deep breath. Yawning is a sign that it's working. Taking a deep breath is a sign that it's working. Feeling tingles, feeling a release in your energy, like calming, it's working. A sigh, tearing up. These are all signs your energy system's releasing. Good stuff. Okay, check your suds level now. How true is this limiting negative belief? Raise your hand if it's gone down. Anybody stuck? No? Okay. Want to do one more round? One more? You guys can continue this on your own. You don't need me. This is real simple. You just go through the meridians top to bottom here. If you want to add the fingers, you do where the nail and the thumb, the nail and the bed of the finger come together. Just hold your palm towards you at the top of the finger. You can add those meridians if you want. Okay, even though I still have some of this limiting belief, I know it's not true. I've just been conditioned to believe it. So I choose to let it go. This limiting belief. I'm so much more than this belief. This limiting belief. It's worn out. It's old. It's not true anymore. I am, state the positive. This old belief. I've grown so beyond that. This limiting belief. I liberate myself from the constrictions of my conditioning. This limiting belief. I acknowledge the power within me to live my authentic self. Take a deep breath. Now, I get provocative with EFT. You don't have to do it that way. You can just say limiting belief, positive belief, limiting belief, positive belief. It doesn't have to be articulated so embellished. But if it comes to you, go ahead and do it because it's going to bring up more aspects that need to clear. Okay, so you had a beginning suds level of how true your belief is. You're going to get an ending sub level, at least for now, for what your belief is. Find out what the difference is. How much did you go down? How many went down 1 point? 2 points? 3 points? 4 points? 5 points? Ooh, 6 points. Yay, 7 points. 8 points. 9 points. 10 points. Okay, I guess we got 6 or 7, some of you. That's great. 5 minutes of EFT doesn't take much. It's a good investment, you guys. Come take my EFT class if you haven't, because it'll change your life. Literally, EFT can change your life. And since we're talking about EFT, I want to honor Gary Craig, who just passed. The creator of EFT just passed this last week. And I worked with Gary directly to learn EFT when it was just starting up 25 years ago. And I am so grateful to him and what he brought to my life and what I've been able to bring to my students' lives, my clients' lives, from the work that he did and the generosity of his spirit. So I just want him to know that we're grateful. And he did a beautiful, beautiful job this lifetime on behalf of all of us. Okay, so there's one way to clear, to become more coherent. The mind and the heart can be more in alignment for the success of your life, not just manifesting. Okay, I'm going to share screen again. Okay, so we are at number 6. We just did the EFT. Now we've been coming into coherence by raising your frequency. We're going to do a hypnosis shortly that will also enhance your coherence. That's the intention of it. And then when you're in that coherence, we're going to broadcast your intention into the quantum field with an additional tool of a mudra. Mudras are hand positions that come out of the Hindu culture. We're all seeing, those little movements that people do. There is a lot of information out there about mudras and how they have healing properties. I'm giving you reference of this book that I've been working with. There are mudras for just about any illness or any intention. And I've got 3 different mudras that you're going to choose from tonight. You'll choose the mudra that seems most in sync with what your request is for yourself. And the idea is that the heart energy is what is emanated through the electromagnetic field into the quantum field through which we manifest. Electromagnetic energy is behind creation, and we are electromagnetic beings. But the peak of it is through our heart chakra. And what they've discovered through research by measuring the frequencies that the heart puts out is that your hands are hundreds of times more effective of generating and emanating energy into the quantum field than your heart is. But they're connected. The heart and hands are connected. So when you add the mudras or the hand positions to the manifesting, you are literally projecting into the quantum field super intensely what your intentions are. So we're going to use our hands as transmitters tonight. You're going to amplify the electromagnetic field. You're going to amplify the frequency behind your intention through the hand positions. And the hands have all the meridians on them. And when you connect certain fingers or do certain movements, you're activating those meridians, which also are electromagnetic. And this guy who wrote this book and many other people, this video is amazing. I'm going to give you the link on YouTube. This Japanese scientist discovered this connection between the heart and the hands, and he did all kinds of studies mapping out what happens in the brain when you do these mudras. And he had a system of finding out what mudras affected what parts of the body. So you're going to get a little taste of this tonight. And I'm just a baby studying this. I am by no means an authority, but I'm super excited because it's adding another tool to my toolbox to help people get what they want. And you guys are my guinea pigs. I hope you have fun with it. Please let me know what happens after class. I mean, you're working on manifesting. I'd like to have a follow-up if you're open to it, so I know how it works. Okay, so we're going to work with that, and we're going to feel it in your body when we do the hypnotherapy. We're going to feel it in your body and know it as a reality now, because through the quantum field, there is no time, there is no space. So we can collapse time and have a timeline that we live that will manifest this reality. And we also, again, have to give thanks at the end to the universe. So we'll be doing that. So there are 3 different mudras. I'm going to bring them up and show them to you one at a time. And you're going to learn it right now when I bring them up. But you've got to decide which of these 3 mudras is more in alignment with what your goal is. So the first one has to do with being present, calm, and centered in your life. It helps reduce stress and anxiety and manifest calmness. So just see if that fits your needs right now for your number 1 manifesting. The second one is to detoxify for health and vitality, to cleanse and purify the body, to release toxins in you and around you, and to release negativity and fears and transform negative habits. So see if that one fits. And then finally, this last one is about success in activity. To be successfully engaged in an activity, to strengthen your mind, increase positive thinking, boost your motivation and self-confidence, and support pleasure and happiness in your life. Now, there are hundreds of mudras. I just picked 3 that I thought would be generic enough that everyone could find one that might work for you. So get clear about which one you want, because I have to bring them up one at a time on the share screen, and I'll teach it to you. So how many of you are interested in the one to be present, calm, and centered? Okay, Susie, I'll bring that one up for you. This is out of the book, and I'm going to send you guys pictures of this. This mudra you already know, because I just saw some of you do it a while ago. This is calmness, reducing anxiety. Keep both palms together, touching each other, and hold it at the chest area. We all know this is the prayer position. And here's the tradition of it: for calmness, for going within, for reducing stress and anxiety. The idea here is to do it 15 minutes to 45 minutes per day. Now, when I was doing a session this afternoon, which was an hour-and-a-half session, before I started my session, I picked a mudra, and with my hands under my computer, I held the mudra while I was doing the therapy session. So you can integrate it into your life in a way that works for you. If you're watching TV, if you're reading a book, certainly not when you're driving. But if your hands are free and you're in a sedentary place, or even moving on a walk, you could do it. So this is yours, Susie. Okay. The next one is the detoxification one for your body. Yes, that's for you. Anybody else want this one? Okay, here we go. This is the detoxification mudra. Nope, it's not. It's the wrong one. This, I think, is this different than the first one? Can you see it? Because I can't tell which is on the screen. It looks like this. Is that showing up? Okay, this is it. This detoxification mudra removes toxins, negativity, and fears and helps to get rid of bad habits. It cleanses and purifies the body and the space around your body. So what you do is you place the thumb on the base of your ring finger. And then apply gentle pressure. That's all it is. That's the mudra. You can do it both hands. The thumb under your ring finger. Everybody got that one? You're going to remember it. You can keep your hands in place if you want. And the final one is called the Ultra Uttara Bodhi Mudra. This is beautiful. Look at this one. So you interlock your fingers, and then put your pointer fingers at the top and your thumbs at the bottom. And it faces you. It's like a portal. This one increases motivation and self-confidence. It supports pleasure and happiness. It strengthens the mind and increases positive thinking. Okay? So everybody got a mudra you're comfortable with? Great. I will send you pictures of all these, okay? They're going to be in the attachments I send you. Everything I've shown you, I'll have for you to look at when you get home, when I send it to you. Okay, so now we're going to put it all together. We're going to do a meditation that it supports the coherency, the frequency. It'll have all kinds of positive suggestions and places for you to put your own affirmations in there. Keep your mics on silence because you're going to be talking aloud to say your intention. And then we'll come to a place where you'll do your mudra. Actually, you could start with your mudra. Why don't you just start and hold your mudra through the whole thing? And know that your intentionality frequency is going to be generated directly into the quantum field, beyond time and space. Okay? Anybody have any questions before we do this? All right, here we go. Get comfortable. If you'd like to turn down your lights so you can have a little bit more comfort for your eyes, that's fine. Your mics are on silence. Okay, take a moment to adjust your body so that it back feels supported. Take a few deep breaths. And when you're ready, close your eyes. And just take a few moments to clear your thoughts. And you can have your hands comfortably at your side. You don't have to hold them up in the air necessarily so that you can relax during this. Just have both hands doing the mudra. And get present in the moment, letting your fingers relax into the mudra. You don't have to have a rigidity in your hands. You can have a relaxed sensation. And with every breath, you expand, moving towards your center. Each cycle of breathing supports you in deepening, expanding, and letting go. The part of you that is infinite, wise, and eternal, that goes by many names, your higher self is one name, is very present now. And your higher self will be guiding and supporting you through this manifestation process. Imagine going to a place in nature. It's a place of beauty, a place of peace and protection. It may be a place you know from your outer life, or a place that you create from within. Experience all of your senses as you explore this place. Notice the colors, the textures. Be aware of the elements that are present, the earth, the sun or moon, stars, the air, the fragrances that you might breathe in, the temperatures that you feel. And notice if there's any water close by. Feel the energy of this place. Know that Mother Earth can hold you here in a sacred and safe way. You're free to be yourself here. And as you continue to explore, you can find a place to sit, to be present with the beauty that surrounds you, and to fully take in the energy of this place. It's a sanctuary. And while you sit and rest, you acknowledge that you have a desire and a goal for your authentic self for 2026. I'll just say that goal aloud. Let yourself speak it and hear your voice. In 2026, I. And the intention and energy of this goal, this manifestation, emanates from your heart because this goal has meaning for you. It emanates from your heart through your body into your hands, and your hands become transmitters into the cosmic realm of the quantum field. And because everything is entrained in the quantum field, you feel the benefits of all the wisdom and love that the quantum field has to offer you as you focus this manifestation back to the quantum field. You desire a goal for your authentic self that supports your life, your needs materially, your evolution, your empowerment, your healing, and your transformation. Keep focusing on your goal. Say your statement of affirmation once more aloud. And you feel the excitement, anticipation, and motivations that move you to manifest your goal. And you access the visions and feelings behind these motivations now. What will reaching this goal do for you? What's the gift it has? What state of being will you live in, having manifested this goal? How does it support your wholeness? And notice in your body the sensations of success, of receiving from the universe what your heart's desire is, of giving it to yourself. Notice the sensations. Notice the size and the shape and the temperature and color of the energy of the success of this manifestation. What emotions do you feel? What positive beliefs come from this manifestation? Feel these positive feelings of self-empowerment and gratitude. And you feel the love in your heart and imagine that it circulates in a growing spiral from your heart chakra. And you're holding your hands in your mudra position, which magnetizes this love and this intention and sends it out into the universe. and the coherence of your mind and your heart generate a magnificent magnetic field that galvanizes the frequency of your intention right into the quantum field. And it vibrates. It communicates the thoughts and emotions and feelings behind your intention to the quantum field. Your frequency of intention vibrates in harmony, in tandem from the quantum realm from which everything is created. And you are the most magnetic when you focus on the gratitude you feel. Your magnetic intention spirals from your hands until it's as large as your body. And it continues to expand and fill your room. And it grows larger, expanding into the ubiquitous quantum field. And you call upon your spirit guides and angels to support its movement to the highest expression, the highest frequency, the highest vibration, into the realm where everything's connected. And it calls forth all the resources, all the inspiration, all the opportunities that come to you in support of your actions that manifest your goal. And you follow the signs, the guidance, the synchronicities that come to you. You take actions in support of your goal. And through your loving intentions, a spiraling energy, you send out a call from your heart through your hands into the realm of the quantum field. Your mind and heart vibrate with this intention of your highest good and the good of all who may be involved. Continue to magnetize this thought in the spiraling energy and know that your hands are amplifying your intention and raising the frequency so that your goal is vibrating in the frequency of source from which all is created. And as you continue, your higher self releases any unconscious blocks, any fears, any neediness. You surrender so manifesting can best support your wholeness. And you continue to energize and expand the spiraling energy from your heart to your hands to the quantum field. And in advance, you thank your guides, angels, higher self for galvanizing the frequency of your intention as this intention continues to expand out into the vastness of the quantum field. And even now the universe is orchestrating the results of your manifesting. And you feel the gratitude and the joy of living your goal and for the abundance it brings you on all levels. With a sense of well-being, you look forward to the connections you make, the opportunities that show up, and the decisions and actions you make on your manifesting journey. With a full and trusting heart, you can release your mudra, stretch out your fingers, and with a few breaths, you become more alert and awake as you return to the room, feeling calm, feeling refreshed, and being renewed.
I really felt a lot of energy in my hands. I mean, it was like you were saying, like magnified. It was pretty amazing. And when you were saying about it going, extending out, um, like that whole process was working for me. And what was the other part besides the physical?
Well, the content of it and then the experience of it. And you showed some of the experience. Was
The
it-
experience, yeah. So then the content was, I was actually picturing myself doing, so for me, mine is about my blocked artery, and I've decided it's going to clear, regardless of what the doctors say.
Mhm.
So I could see myself when we were doing this, actually, like, having my program, my exercise and my diet, and just pretty much all the things I need to do with the with the inflammation and everything. And it was just very, like, a picture was very clear for me of what I was doing
Mhm.
versus just mentally knowing that I have to do these things. And so it was more reinforcing, I guess, everything.
I wonder, Patty, if there was any part of it that was emotional for you. Was there an emotion that came up at any point?
Actually, yeah. I felt joy. So I think that joy must have been like I was actually reaching my goal, and kind of, what would be the word to use? Kind of, kind of like, uh, not bragging. The word's not coming to me, but almost like, um, throwing it kind of like in the doctor's faces, like, haha, I told you I could do it. It was like, yeah.
Glowing in your success, maybe?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's a very kind way to say it. I like that much better than my screw you, I did it.
Well, Patty, the fact that you are feeling joy is one of the highest frequencies you can access as a human. So that's so wonderful that you got that coherency coming through.
Yeah. And then when you talked about synchronicity, this isn't related exactly to this, but when you were talking beforehand about the synchronicities and stuff,
Mhm.
I just found my little heart math tool last week, and I just started to use it again. So it's kind of interesting that you brought that up
Yeah.
earlier.
Well, keep yourself as coherent as possible, and
Yeah.
you're going to heal yourself.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I can do this. So
Fabulous.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you got your audio going so we could hear
Yeah.
you.
And thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Okay.
It's my joy to share this with you all. Okay, anybody else care to share? Yeah, Sybil, you got your mic on silent here. So turn yourself back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my first affirmation was about GL1 in 2006, doing all this stuff. But I was in pain. Um, I wasn't feeling light. I wasn't, no, that wasn't it. Okay. So then I went to another one that wasn't it. And finally I realized, no, no, no. I need to up my self-care.
Ooh,
In 2026, I up my self-care and my self-love to the highest degree possible. That's it. And then immediately I felt so much better and lighter. And because I could tell, I'm like, oh, heart, no, with the other one, and it wasn't it. I mean, the program's over in March, right? Duh. So we have the rest of the year to go. And I thought, this is it. I upped my self-care.
yay.
And I felt great. So
What
that's
happened to the pain you were in?
gone. Well, not gone, but a lot gone.
Good,
The tenseness is gone. And I felt
good.
happy, light. So thank you.
Thank you.
It
Do
just
you see
changed in the middle.
how much magic is in each of us? It is unbelievable when we start getting the channels open. It's really not hard to access once you know how to go there.
No, and my body was so telling me this isn't it. Listen to your body. And it was like, nope, nope, we hurt. This is what we're doing. Either we're doing it wrong or this isn't the affirmation. What's the affirmation?
Good for you.
So
You listened. You listened to yourself.
I have to at this point.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sybil.
See?
Well, who else would like to share?
Susie, can you hear me okay? Okay, I have my hearing aid on, so I'm hearing both things. So the first thing when I was going to choose one was self-love, and then I added others, and that's where I had the challenge of the yes, but, because I thought, how am I going to apply that to my husband all the time, when I get bothered with him? And so then when I was doing this, I was able to, since I brought the EFT down, but to believe I could be loving with him more all the time as well as myself. So this experience was really great, and I loved holding this position. But then I also want to know, can I do the other positions too, and how do I add them in? Because I also want to take action, each day too.
Right. Well, you could use the same intention and then you just use a different mudra each time if you want. Or maybe there's a different intention for each mudra. It's up to you. You can't harm yourself doing this.
So
it's all good. So give it a try.
we can have more than one intention for the year.
You can change the intention for the mudra, or you use the same intention and try a different mudra. And you know what? You don't have to have an intention. You can just sit and do the mudra and get that brain activity going. The mudra will choose what needs to happen for you more passively. That's what I was doing this afternoon when I was conducting a therapy session. I just held the mudra and forgot about it and hoped that I was getting the benefits of it. And I did feel some shifts. So yeah, try it.
And does it matter if your arms are this way or this way, or
what matters is your comfort?
Okay.
No, and that's one thing I asked you to, don't hold your fingers in a rigid, tight way. Let your fingers relax into it because you're going to be sitting there for a while, usually 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Awesome.
Yeah. Anybody else? Trisha.
I'll share. I had changed my intention. I wrote down 3 different things, and been going through this thing with my husband for 5 years now. So it was about finding forgiveness, being able to let go, and having a healthy, loving and respectful relationship. So I did the second mudra, this one, really powerful.
That one.
I think I have felt a lot of hopelessness, and in doing this, I actually felt some hopefulness, and just had a really high level of peace and calm come over me, which was I haven't felt in a long, long time. So it did bring up a lot of emotions, but not in a bad way. Just a positive of, oh my God, there is hope. There is hope.
Did the EFT support that hope?
Yes, because that's the one I wrote on. Just this, I have felt stuck for a long time because I can't let go of certain things. It's a struggle for me. It has been for a long, long time. So it's that letting go, finding forgiveness is really, really a challenge for me. So that was a very well needed activity to do. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Trisha. Anybody else? Nada.
I didn't actually have any big moving things, but I did go through some things that I could knock off tonight to take action on.
Good.
And that would help me have less action to do in the future. So ready to get started.
Good. Little baby steps every day help. Anybody else? Let's think back to what we went over tonight and see if you guys have any questions about it or any insights you want to share, discoveries that you want to take from tonight.
I think I'd love to get that 100+ mudras. I actually do some of the mudras in one of my yoga classes, or I should say my instructor does. And they're just so powerful. It
Yeah.
looks like a really good book to purchase.
Well, I've got the reference for the book. I've got the reference for the video. Please watch this video, gals. It's fabulous video. The research behind what we did tonight. It'll really excite you to jump in a little bit with this. And just take a little step at a time and see if it works for you. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to play with it, be light
And
about
you
it.
said the video, Holly, is on your site?
No, I'm going to send you the materials that I had on the screen tonight that have all these references and all the information that we went over. So you'll basically can look at it and repeat it. And this video will be on my YouTube channel. After we are done, I'll have it, published on my YouTube channel. So if you want to review it or do the meditation again, it'll be on there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Would anybody like a copy of the meditation as well?
Oh, that'd be great.
Because you could use your own voice if you want to do it. Record it for yourself with your own voice. Okay, I took it from my hypnotherapy book, but it had to get revised. So I worked with the script today and revised it so it was apropos for what we were doing tonight. So it might be familiar to you if you use my book, but it's slightly altered.
Can I just ask if there's 100 mudras? Are they saying you can do a different one each day, or how many would you do in a day since there's 100 of them?
I don't know what he recommends. I think consistency might be a good idea for a while. Like, if you're gonna say a prayer, say it more than once, kind of thing. But I don't think there's any rigidity about it. Just play with it and explore it and see what your interests are. And it's amazing when you get into this book to realize all the different things it can support. At the end of the book, at the back of the book, he's got a handy little chart that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about 15 pages. And he's got alphabetized conditions like headaches, aging, allergies, anger, anxiety. And then he's got a list of the page numbers where there's different mudras that would be applicable to those issues. So he makes it very easy to reference and figure out what you want to do. I went through this book pretty thoroughly to find 3 generic ones for tonight, but there are some real specific ones in here for specific conditions. And the internet is a fabulous resource because I also found the same when I Googled mudras for manifesting, and the same ones that I chose came up on the internet. So you don't necessarily even have to buy the book. They're universal. He's not making these up. These are universal traditions. Anything else?
Yeah, Holly, when you were talking about the angel magic you've been
Uh-huh.
working on, and I will look on your the HCH video, but wasn't there a book you referenced in the beginning too?
Yeah, I'll show you my book. I don't know if I can find it. It's called 72 Angels of Magic.
Okay.
Number 72, not the word 72. Here it is. This, if you have any inclination to be a mystic, this book includes numerology, color, the elements, Sanskrit, Hebrew, astrology, just about any system that's part of the metaphysical world is included in the ritual that you'll learn to do in here. And it takes a little while to learn to do it, but after you get to be comfortable with it, it's 5 minutes to do the ritual. And you do it for 11 days, starting on a Thursday. But I do a class on it, once I certainly teach my interns because we do cosmic marketing for HCH. You guys are here because of this. They called you here. Truly. I've spent thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, I've hired all these different people to do marketing for me, and this is what works. Truly.
Yeah.
I've just given up on everything else because this is what works. So it can work for you too. And I use it with my clients, and I've used it with my family, and I've used it with my animals, and it's very, very flexible, and it's fun, and it's loving, and it's beautiful to do.
Great.
So have fun with it. And if you get the book and have problems, I'd be happy to coach you with it. I've
Cool.
done it so many times. I can help coach you through it a little bit if you need.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, the angels appreciate that. They like to have more people. They say, we're waiting for you guys. We
Mhm.
have to be asked. So please ask for help because we're waiting. We don't have a whole long line out the door. We want to help you.
I talk to them every day.
Good. Good. And they talk back by bringing
I
up
thank them every morning.
Wonderful. Okay, ladies, anything else? Yes, Sybil, you're on your mutes still. Can't hear you.
Lower. Yeah.
You
I
go.
don't think I have your book.
My hypnotherapy book.
I don't think so. I graduated in 97.
And I was a little bit later. This is after I got my doctorate. It's on Amazon. It's got 170 reviews, you guys. I'm so excited. Read
Oh,
the
well, hey, you can
reviews.
get more than
Read
that.
the reviews, and then you'll want to buy my book.
I'm good. I don't need to read you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
Okay.
then I don't. You guys know about my newest book, which is about past life therapy. Did I show you guys that?
Yeah.
So I'm the president of an international organization that board certifies regression therapists. And under my vision, we created this book together. There are 15 authors. They're all board certified regression therapists, all in practice doing regression therapy, who've written chapters about the work of being a regression therapist and clients' experiences. It's very user-friendly. It's written for the public. The topic is, what's a past life got to do with it? And what's a past life regression going to do for you? And I wrote 2 chapters. I wrote the foreword and I wrote the conclusion of the book. One of my chapters is what to expect from a regression, but the other chapter is about a client I've worked with for about 4 years now, who's a graduate of mine, who has done at least 80 sessions of regression therapy with me. And she's using it as a primary tool for her evolution and healing. And it's been unbelievable what she's been able to clear and do. And you get to read about her journey in here. She's still doing it. She's still working it. She's from the Ukraine. She's living in the Ukraine and the US. She goes back and forth. She grew up with an alcoholic dad. She talks about it, and he would be passed out drunk in the hallway. And her mother, who was an MD, who was supporting her brother and the drunk father. And she grew up with a lot of scarcity because of the culture. Her mom would be an MD for kids, and she'd go to people's homes, so she wasn't home a lot. So there's a lot of abandonment stuff she had to deal with. But when you add this difficulty life with all the past lives, oh my God, you guys, layers and layers and layers and layers that we're working out. It's profound. If you haven't experienced past life regression therapy, it'll give you a really good peek into what it's all about and how it can help. And then you can come do the monthly one with Susan Lyons if you haven't done that yet. She does a group regression every month on the first Wednesday of the month. That's a great way to explore. And you get to hear people's experiences, which is very exciting. So come and do that if you're interested.
Can I ask you a quick question about the angel magic? the video that you have, I remember I tried to look it up, but I didn't understand what was happening. Is it because I need the book first, or is that video that you have on YouTube supposed to be?
Well, there are materials that go along with that presentation. So yes, you need to have the book first.
Okay.
Yeah. 72 Angels of Magic.
Mhm.
Here it is.
Thank you.
I do bibliotherapy. You know what that is? You read a lot of books and learn from books. That's one of my main modes of therapy. Okay, goddesses, did we do it?
We did it.
Feel complete?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
well,
Holly.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use my mudras tonight for all of you and make a prayer
Thank you.
that you get your dreams to come true this year.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Holly.
Come next month. Let your friends know about this, okay?
Okay.
Forward to it.
Bring in some new people to our circle so other people can have some fun too.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice. Bless you. Bye-bye.